What's going on, everyone? Mimic here with another video. This one is going to be an updated trait video. I get a ton of questions on this in guild, in game. I get DMs in game. I get DMs on Discord. I get questions on my streams every time I stream. So I wanted to make an updated trait video. This one's going to be a little bit more in depth and kind of give you my strategies on how I trait my gear and the best way that you guys can utilize trading your gear so that you guys can get the most out of your gold, the most out of your lucent, and the most out of your playtime. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video now. If you haven't subbed, sub now. If you haven't commented, comment now. Let's start. So on traits, you're going to want to be upgrading your traits as you play the game, okay? And the way the trait system is made in this game, it's made a specific way, and if you don't really know how to trait your gear and you don't know how to do it correctly, you're going to be losing out on a lot of benefits. So let me explain first off how the traits work. Every gear piece that you have has a set amount of traits that they can actually have on the gear themselves. And what you do is, let's say you want to know what traits this piece has. All you do is you click it and you click this little trait list icon here. It's going to bring up all the traits that this headpiece can have, okay? And you can do that for any piece of gear. You just click the gear. Let's say I want to look at my boots, and I can click this trait list, and these are all the traits that this boot can be imprinted with. Now let me explain how to actually use this the correct way, because the end game trait system is you're going to be wanting to put green traits on blue items, and you're going to want to be putting blue traits on purple items. Now, when you try to put a trait on a blue item, let's say you go to the market and you need, let's just say, for instance, you're looking to trade up your blue cloak, right? You want to get some trait on your blue cloak. Like for me, I don't have the third trait unlocked. I only have these first two traits. The only way that you can get a third trait unlocked on this assassin cloak is to either one, get an assassin cloak by either a drop, you either craft it, or you buy it on the market, and that assassin cloak must have the trait that you're wanting to put on the original assassin cloak. So let's start by seeing which traits I can have on this assassin cloak to figure out what I want to trade it on. Okay, you can see I currently have skill damage resistance, which is top 1, and enfeeble resistance, which is great. The top 3 would be max health. I want max health. You want to be stacking your max health, at least for me, because I'm DPS and my greatsword, I do more damage the more health I have. So I am looking for an elite assassin's cloak with max health, right? Because I need to unlock the third trait for this cloak. So I would come into the market, press F9, it's going to bring up your market. You would look at the cloaks and you would say, okay, I need an elite assassin cloak. Here's one. Let's click it. Then I would look for max health. Let's see if there's anyone with max health. There's one right here with max health. Now, I don't have lucent right now because I've been spending it, but if I wanted to put this max health here on my cloak, all I would have to do is buy this cloak. Now, once I own the cloak, you would just click your period button. It's going to bring up your gear enchanting, and you would go to trait. Okay, you would click your existing assassin's cloak that you want to put a trait on, and right here you would have your cloak. You would have the cloak that you bought with max health. Then all you would have to do is down here there would be an enchant bar that pops up. You would click it, and the max health trait on this cloak would be consumed, and it would be transferred to this trait. Now, you need an exact replica copy of the item that you're trying to trait to put another trait on. Once the trait is actually on the item, however, you can then use a green item. You can come over here and come down to any cloak that will have the max health, and you can buy this green item here. You can see if I can find a max health here. And obviously there's an easier way to do this. You would just come up here, you would just go and look for max health right here, and then you hit apply, and there you go. I could buy a max health for only 10 lucent, right? So I would buy a few of them, because when you buy the green ones, you can put them and you can trait them on a blue item once the item has the trait that you're actually trying to level. But every time you do that, green to blue, you only have a 10% chance to actually make the trait go on the item. Every time you fail, you're gonna lose the item that you bought for Lucent. It's gone, but you're gonna gain blessing. And you can see here on this cloak, I have 80 blessings, and you get, I think, 8 or 10 blessings. Yeah, you get 8 blessings every time you fail. Now, the way it works is once you have 100% blessings on a blue, then what you can do is you can come into the market, buy a green max health again, right? You would come back and buy it again. And as long as you have 100% blessings on a blue item, when you go to tap the green to blue, you check the used blessing box, and it's 100% gonna roll into the blue with 100% chance. So that's how blessings work. But I will caution you, you do not, under any circumstances, want to use your blessings on the blue. And the reason is because when I get a cloak, a purple cloak, eventually I am going to get a purple cloak that's best in slot, the blessings that I have on the blue is going to transfer to the purple. And the reason that's important is because blue traits cost more than green traits. You need blue traits to put them into the purple items, just like you need green items to put them into the blue items. So you'll need to buy more expensive traits on the market that are blue, and that's going to end up costing a lot more. So to kind of break down, if you look at my item here, look at this weapon, look at the stats on it. It has melee heavy attack chance plus 80. Okay, let's go look at how much a purple melee heavy attack chance costs. So we're gonna go here, we're just gonna go to the dagger, we're gonna go to the thorny edge just to make it simple. Each melee heavy attack chance costs 2,500 lucent, 2,600 lucent. If we do some quick math here, 2,600 times the 4, this would have cost me, if I just were gonna buy the purple ones and I wanted to just 100% proc it every time, 100%, because when you do from purple to purple, it's 100% chance that you're going to put it on the item. If I would have done that, it would have cost me 10.4k. I did not do that. What I did was I kept trying to put the melee heavy attack chance on my purple item, and I was doing it with blue items. And I think the cheapest one so far is if you get this one. This one has cheap melee heavy attack chance. I don't know why. I guess maybe it rolls with it a lot, like all the time. So it costs less to buy it on here. And you can use a trait from any in slot item that you're using. So for instance, if you're trying to trade up a weapon, you can pull it from a greatsword, you can pull it from a sword, you can pull it from a dagger. Okay. It doesn't have to be the exact weapon, and it doesn't have to be the exact weapon type. So you can buy traits from a sword and you can put it on a dagger, and vice versa. So you can see here, the melee heavy attack is only 200 here, whereas on the purple, it was much more expensive. It was almost 2,600. You see what I'm saying? So it makes more sense to buy the blues as opposed to buying the purples, even though the purple is going to give you a 100% chance to actually trait. And the reason simply is because of the blessings. You get the blessings, and that's what's important. So let me tell you how I actually leveled up this dagger to melee heavy attack chance without spending all my lucent. First thing is I did my dungeons. You can do your dungeons, and in your dungeons, you'll get a chance to get a box. I do cave. I love doing the cave. It gives you this box. In the box, you can choose what item you want, right? Obviously, I went with the thorny edge because I was trying to get the heavy attack on it because I really wanted the heavy attack. I got lucky and got the thorny edge with heavy attack on it. So once I had the heavy attack thorny edge, all I did was I already had this thorny edge already. So I had 2 thorny edges. So all I did was just trait. I moved the heavy attack from the second sword and I moved it to this dagger. And that's how I was able to put the melee heavy attack chance on this dagger. Once I had it on the dagger, then all I did was save up my Lucent. I came into the market and I sniped the most cheapest heavy attack chances that I could find. I did buy a few. I think maybe I spent maybe like between 1,000 and 1,500 Lucent total. Maybe a little bit more, maybe like 1,700 Lucent is what I actually spent total to get my sword, my daggers to plus 80. So what I did is I got the first proc from, I got lucky and got it in a box, right? And then I bought a few heavy attacks. I failed a few times, and then eventually I got the second proc, right? I bought a few more, failed a few more times, and then I got the third proc. Well, by the time I was on the third one, I had already leveled up my blessings to over 500. Now on a purple item, you need somewhere between 450 and 500 blessings to guarantee a 100% chance proc on a blue to purple trait. Okay, so you need to, it's 5 times as much than a blue. On a blue, you only need 100 to guarantee a green to blue. On a purple, you need somewhere between 450 and 500 to guarantee a blue to purple. So all I did on the last roll was check my blessings. I came into the market, bought my blue heavy attack, checked the blessings, and on the last one, I hit the trait and it guaranteed the chance. And that's how I was able to get heavy attack chance on my Thorny for cheap. That is how you use your blessings. That's how you use the blessing system. Do not under any circumstances use your blessings on and waste them on blue, because when you eventually go to purple, those blessings are going to transfer over to the purple. You can see here on my purple belt, I've got 240 blessings. If I were to buy a blue health regen right now and try to proc it on there and fail, I would lose the blessing. I would lose the trait, the health regen trait, but I would gain blessing. So under no circumstances are you supposed to be using your blessings on your blues. Do not do that. When NA launch comes, just pay the Lucent, buy the green ones, the green traits, feed them to the blues. Even if you fail, you're still getting your blessings, which are going to be much more valuable later when you go to purple. Do not use your blessings early. It's going to be hard for you to not do it because you want to trait your gear up quick. But trust me, in the long run, you're going to want to save your blessings. I'm telling you, it's way more expensive to trait your purples than it is your blues. Doesn't make any sense to trait your blues with blessing. You can see here on my boots, I've got 224 blessings. When I go to purple, those blessings are going to roll over. And when I get better boots that have better stats, I'm going to be able to trait those quicker because I already have blessings on them. So I kind of wanted to explain how that works. Hopefully it makes sense. If I wasn't clear on how that works, just leave me a comment section and I'll break it down for you guys in the comments. Now, what you can do is when you're doing your dungeons, like let's say this sword here, this sword is, it's a terrible sword when it comes to my trait. Immortus damage bonus +4, terrible, right? Now, what I can do if I was going to pay to win it, I could come into the market, I could come to the blade and I could just buy the heavy attack, which is 6,000 Lucent. That is insane. I would never do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my dungeons. Okay. And every time I get a box, I'm just going to roll the Berserk Blade. And hopefully if the RNG is good, they'll give me the heavy attack. If they do give me the heavy attack, all I'm going to do is feed it into the sword, and now the sword will have the heavy attack, and I'm going to rinse and repeat. Once the sword has the heavy attack, I'm going to come into the market, I'm going to look at the great swords, or I might look at the swords, or I might look at the daggers, and I'm going to snipe to see if I can find a cheap heavy attack. And if I can get heavy attacks for under 225, like here, this is a good buy. 215 is not bad. I can buy a few of these and I can feed them into my sword. And if I fail, it's okay because I'm gaining blessings. If I do hit, perfect. I'm making my sword stronger. Great, perfect. So the goal is to try to get three out of the 4 without using your blessings. And on the 4th one, use your blessings so that you can get that 4th proc. So That was the strategy that I used to get blessings, my max melee heavy attack chance plus 80, because if you didn't know that that's how it worked, you would be like, man, you spent a lot of money getting that melee heavy attack chance plus 80. That must have cost you a lot, because people don't understand the blessing system. But once you understand how it works, then it makes sense. Like, oh, okay, that's how you did it. And it was very easy for me to do it. I did it in like a week. It wasn't terrible at all. Yes, it costs Lucent. Yes, it can get expensive, but if you have good RNG, you can hit it. I'm telling you. And even if you fail, it's okay, because you're gaining those blessings. That is what's going to help you later. Now, they changed a few things in the game. Now you can actually come over here to this merchant, and I'm in Vienta Village, by the way. I'm sure you guys know already. You've watched all my other videos. I show you guys where Vienta Village is already. You can come over here to this contract merchant, right? And now you can actually buy purple lithographs. Now they do cost 2,000 coin, which is expensive, so you could probably only do it maybe once a week, but you can farm your traits this way now. So for instance, special resistance broadsword does come with melee heavy attack. So if I'm lucky, I could come here, buy the broadsword, go craft it, and if I get lucky, I get melee heavy attack, and then I can save that trait later to guarantee me a melee heavy attack proc on the purple. So it's like a free enchant, pretty much. Saves me a couple thousand Lucent. That is one way that you can now farm traits. This wasn't in the game. They just released this on a new patch, so they made it easier to get your traits up this way. Okay. On top of that, you can go and farm Silas. So this abyss here, it is an open world dungeon. It's right here. Silas Abyss. It's right northwest of Vienta. You just spawn right here at this waypoint and you go into the abyss. Now, in the abyss, you're going to be killing mobs, and these mobs drop this stone here. Let me see if I can find the stone. I know I had a whole bunch. I think I put them in my... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put them... Oh, here they are. The Soul Stone of the Dead. Okay. Now you can use these to craft blue items. Okay. And these items come with heavy attack chance. So instead of me having to buy the heavy attack chance traits on the market that cost Lucent, I can just go and farm the Silas Abyss. It's going to drop these soul stones, and then there is an NPC that wanders in the game. He wanders. He walks, I think, between Vienta, and he, like, you know, he walks like this, okay? And if you find him, you can craft those items, okay? And if you craft the item, there's a chance you may get the trait you're looking to get. And if you do get the trait you're looking to get, all you have to do is try to put that trait on the item that you're trying to trade up. That is another way that you can upgrade your traits without digging into your pockets and having to, you know, either swipe or sell items that you don't want to sell for Lucent because you're just tired of, you know, spending all the money and not proccing your items. It's kind of like a free way to try to trade your items without it really costing too much. So that is another way that you can trade your items, is just go farm the Silas Abyss. The mobs there drop this soul stone, and then you can use the soul stone to craft weapons. And then here is the weapon list that you can craft. It's going to give you a wand, it's going to give you a staff, it's going to give you a bow, a crossbow, a dagger, a sword, and a great sword. So if you're looking to get melee heavy attack on a weapon, melee weapon, you can craft any of these. They come with melee heavy attack. If you have a crossbow, you can craft a crossbow. If you have ranged heavy attack, you have a bow, you can use the bow. Same thing with the staff and a wand. If you have magic heavy attack, you can craft these two, and then you can try to trade it and get RNG. If you get the hit, you got a free roll there. And again, it's free. It didn't cost you anything, maybe a little bit of gold and a little bit of time, obviously, while you're farming. But again, even if you fail on your purple, you're still gaining your blessings. So it's not really, you're not losing anything. If anything, you're gaining. I think blessings are great. It's guaranteeing you a roll later. So it's okay to fail. Embrace it. Now, the end game trading is pretty much kind of what I was going over. It's going to be trying to get the best purples, right? And figuring out what are the best in slot for those purples. And again, either buying those blue traits on the market or trying to get lithographs where you know, you can do your events and they'll give you lithographs where you can craft items. Just let me show you all the lithographs that I have. And also, after I show you that, I'm gonna show you one thing more, and then I'm gonna close the video. But I wanted to show you guys this because I get tons of questions on the traits and how they work, and can I do this, and do the traits you know, if you have a fully traded blue, when you go to purple, do the traits go over? No, they don't. You lose the traits completely. So that's one question I get all the time. You can see here I got stun chance on this broadsword, and this sword can take stun chance. So let's look at it really quick. This sword can take stun chance right there. So what I need to do is I need to get this sword, the same sword, to have stun chance so that I can put stun chance on the sword. And then later, once that's done, I can come into here, I can grab this broadsword, and then I can just do a 1-to-1 trade with the stun chance onto that sword. That's why I'm saving it here. But what I was getting at is you get a lot of these. I mean, look, I have a lithograph here. I got a lithograph here. I have 7 lithographs here, 3 lithographs here. The game is going to give you a lot of different lithographs, and you can use these lithographs later to try to get those traits that you're looking for so that you can put them on your purple items. So you don't need to swipe in this game. You just need to play the game, and the game's going to give you what you need eventually so that you can progress your champ. However, if you do swipe, it's just going to increase the time or decrease the time that it's going to take for you to actually get the stuff that you want on your character. And the end game, without a doubt, 100%, I don't care what anyone says, the end game of this game is traits, because the traits are huge. It's actually what makes or breaks your character. So that's what the end game is. And same thing here, you know, you get quality lithographs, greens. So if you're trying to trade up your blues, you can just come here and buy them with contract tokens. And then once you craft them, if you get the RNG, then you can use that to trait your blues, and then the blues then go into purples. So that is the video. I hope I explained the trading system and kind of what my strategy is with the trading system, and how I was able to get plus 80 on my purple without breaking the bank. That's how you do it. You use your blessings, okay? If anything didn't make sense, let me know in the comment section. Again, I've made a few videos like this already, but I get so many questions on it. I wanted to make another video, kind of what my strategy was and how I did it on the weapon. So hopefully you guys liked the video. If you guys did like the video, smash the like button, throw me a comment if you have any questions, and don't forget to sub to give me some love. Until next time, guys, we're gonna be making some more videos here this coming week. They're gonna be bangers, so stay tuned. Thank you so much. Peace.